on Hulu, which I love.
Great
it's
show.
so good. And it's explores like food and culture of like immigrant communities across America. It's so good. She's written 6 books. She's also like a really outspoken advocate for immigrant rights and the independent restaurant industry. She's helped raise a ton of money for restaurants during COVID, and she's a very strong advocate for women's rights. She's, partners with the American Civil Liberties Union. She's an ambassador for immigration and women's rights. You could go to her website and there's like direct links to the ACLU and Planned Parenthood. And I'm getting to the part where this is super relevant to us. She also is a Goodwill ambassador, which is fucking dope. She works with the United Nations Correspondents Association. She do all these things, but I picked her because she's not our creep, because Padma is the co-founder of the Endometriosis Foundation of America. That's right, everybody. Endometriosis. It is a nonprofit organization focused on increasing awareness, education, research, and legislative advocacy against the disease. And the foundation was instrumental in opening of the MIT Center for Gene Pathology Research. It turned out she did this because she unknowingly suffered from endometriosis for decades. She wasn't diagnosed until she was 36.
Yeah.
That is, if you don't know what it is, it's super painful.
Right.
It's this like tissue that sorry if this is going to be TMI for y'all, but let's grow up.
Yeah. It's
like the tissue that normally lines the inside of your uterus grows outside of your uterus. So like it involves your ovaries, your fallopian tubes, the tissue lining of your pelvis, and it can cause like really heavy periods, pain, and even infertility. It's really, really painful. And if you didn't listen to last week's episode, I picked this because for the life of me, I could not pronounce endometriosis. And one of our listeners was kind enough to actually post a video on of herself saying it slowly on our Facebook page. And she did this out of kindness. She was laughing. She was like, "I love you, ladies." And I was like, "Thank you." And I want to repeat that we know what it is. We know how to pronounce it. We just really fucked it up last week. And that's on me. It's not on Margot.
But I forgot too. I was trying to tell you, no, it's pronounced, and then I couldn't do it. Yeah.
Normally, when there are words that I know I'm going to fuck up, I spell them out phonetically. I did not do that because I didn't know I couldn't pronounce it. So valuable lesson learned. So I wanted to give a shout out to Padma, and her efforts are not, they're so appreciated. I mean, this is some awesome shit she's done. She's been recognized on the floor of the New York Senate, where she helped get a bill passed that helps, like, it's a teen health initiative. She joined an organization called Empower, and it's educating over 32,000 students about endometriosis in high schools across the state of New York. Endo.
Okay, I thought it was endo.
Endometriosis.
Endometriosis. Okay.
Yeah. Did I say dro?
Yeah.
Ew. I apologize, everybody.
No, it's okay.
Ew, Sonia.
Yeah.
Endometriosis. And she currently lives in New York with her daughter. Watch Taste of the Nation if you haven't seen it. It's really great. And that's our not creep.
Good job, Sonia. And I forgot to mention, if you are curious about what you can do to help in a bad situation, I forgot to mention Marianne, a couple of times in her life, she decided to make her mission. If she saw something wrong, she would do something. And one time she was driving along late at night, and it was this abandoned parking lot, and she saw a man beating up a woman. And she drove over, opened up the passenger door, and the woman jumped in, and she took her home. Never saw her again.
Wow.
Now, I'm not saying you need to do that. I mean, if you think you're in danger, always make sure you're safe, because you can't help somebody if you get killed too.
Yes.
Call 911, know exactly where you are, because they're going to say, where are you? Be as specific as you can.
Yes.
If you go to the Red Cross, they have first aid treatments and first aid ideas. But always, you want to be safe, but it's good if you're in your home, like do make noise, make a loud noise, try to scare away somebody, stay on the phone with the police. You can learn basic first aid stuff, because if there's somebody who's bleeding, you could help with that. There's recently I just read somewhere where somebody was performing CPR. It was in a restaurant, and the woman performed CPR for 23 minutes.
Damn.
She was exhausted, but she saved the person's life. And it was just by doing the chest compressions. She didn't even do the breath. If you just
aren't you supposed to do it to the beat of Staying Alive?
Staying Alive, or another one bites the dust. If you
there you go.
Yeah. So those are just little tips that just stayed in the back of your head. But especially if you ever have to call 911, they're going to ask exactly where you are to stay on the phone. Just keep your head. You have more time than you think. And that, and don't, obviously you can't put yourself, if you die, then you're really not helping anybody. But,
yes,
you can help somebody and be safe as best as you can.
Yes. They also say sometimes women should yell fire.
Definitely yell fire and not help.
Instead of help me, which is sad, but effective.
Yes. I say that. I'd say do that, because everyone will show up for a fire.
Correct.
It's just fire, fire, fire. It's just like it's.
They can't help
We're
themselves.
from the cave people. We're
So what's it? Fire! Fire!
Give me a torch. I need a tiki torch. I'm racist. That's our show this week. Like I said, next week we are taking some time off. So send us on social media or an email, anything maybe from the first few seasons or just recent one that you want us to replay. We'll figure out the one that gets the most votes. If you like the sound of our voices, we also co-host a show called Dorking Out, where we dork out about movies. We just covered The Mummy with Brendan Fraser. We also give you our recs, like pop culture recs.
Yes.
And what are we talking about next, Sonia?
We are going to be talking about the movie Go, which stars one of our most recent Not a Creeps, Sarah Polley. I'm really excited to watch it. I was a big fan of this movie back in the day, had the soundtrack.
Same.
And I think it's going to be a good one. I'm really looking forward to it.
Jay Moore performance. Who knew? From what I remember.
Yeah, there's the who's who of who was big in 99. Jay Moore.
Please follow us on social media. We love it when you give us suggestions for creeps and also non-creeps. We also love it when you use the Annie Potts gift. We got one from Ghostbusters, or just pick something clever on your own. We're not choosy. We're pretty open.
Yeah, we appreciate the help.
Sonia, where can they find you?
You could find me at thesoniashow.com and The Sonia Show on Twitter and Instagram and the TikTok. Where can people find you, Margot?
You can find me on social media at Brooklyn Fit Chick for Twitter and Instagram. My site is brooklynfitchick.com. And thank you all so much. Stay safe. Be good. Have a good spring break, Sonia.
Yes, I will.
I'll have a good birthday.
Yes, you will. You're going to have the very best birthday.
Don't be a creep.
Creep.
Thank you for listening to us talk about creeps. You can follow us at What a Creep Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
But don't follow us too closely.
You can email us your creepy stories at whatacreeppodcast@gmail.com.
But please keep your dick pics to yourself.